声をかけねえもんじゃねえのか。
これ式で雑念が入るようでは修行と言えませんよ。
なかなか手厳しいですね、花輪さん。
この人はただの居候ですから、住職もどうかお構いなく。
お気遣い。
Welcome back, elite gamers, to Nullplayer Paradox. I am Castigator and today we are looking at Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name on PC. This one is developed by Ryuga Gotoku Studio, published by Sega, and it is out on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Windows, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. I played it on PC with everything maxed out on the high quality preset. I tried DLSS and frame generation, but the game instantly crashed every single time. So I left those off. The good news is that even without them, it ran really smooth at high frame rates. So let me talk to you about performance first, because that is usually what people care about when they hear the words PC port. This game ran rock solid for me. I had no glitches, no bugs, no stuttering, and no audio issues. Honestly, it felt stable the whole way through. The only negative here, as I said, was the DLSS and frame generation crashing problem. I know a lot of you rely on those features for pushing performance, so it is disappointing that they did not work for me, but at least the base performance is good enough that you do not feel like you are missing out. Visually, the game looks fantastic. The graphical improvements are clear compared to older titles and remakes. Car reflections are very good and realistic, especially in the cutscenes, and the environments are sharp and detailed. At the same time though, you will notice the series is still holding on to its old school vibe. It has that classical Yakuza look which works, but if you are hoping for a full leap forward in style, some areas might feel a little too familiar or kind of outdated, I guess. Characters are where this game always shines. The models are detailed, the animations carry weight, and the facial expressions are loaded with emotion. It is the kind of polish you expect from this studio, and once again, the voice work delivers in a big way. The performances feel natural and believable, and they bring a lot of power to the story. The music and sound design add even more atmosphere, pulling you into every moment. That said, there was one part of the game that broke immersion for me, and that is the cabaret club missions. They are mandatory, especially in the starting of the story, and this time Sega added footage of real life actresses, calling it immersive. For me, it did not feel immersive at all, and it was very awkward and honestly out of place. Story-wise, this is classic Yakuza drama. The game drops you back into Kiryu's world, except now he is going by the name Joryu, living in the shadows after faking his death. Early on, you feel that push and pull of his double life, trying to stay hidden while inevitably being dragged back into the underworld. The pacing here is faster than some of the older entries, which I really appreciated because it gets you into the thick of things without dragging its feet. There are also moments where the game goes even crazier than before, and that over the top flavor is something you will either love or shake your head at, but for me it is part of the charm. Combat feels better than ever. You still get that familiar hand-to-hand brawler action, but now there is the agent style which gives you gadgets to use in fights. There is a wire that pulls enemies, a drone that zips around, and little bombs that explode, and they actually add a lot of variety. On top of that, I noticed new little details during combat, like blood splattering on walls, cars, and the floors when fights happen in tight spaces. I really do not remember that being there in older games, so it was a nice touch to detail. The variety of enemies has also improved, and with more skills and abilities to unlock, you feel like you always have something new to try. The gameplay systems in general feel much smoother now. Older Yakuza games sometimes felt clunky, but this one is polished and modern. It is easy to pick up and flow through the game without fighting the controls. Another thing that stood out to me was the addition of customization for Joryu. at the Castle Coliseum. You can change his suit, shoes, glasses, gloves, and accessories. And the best part is those changes actually stick in cutscenes. I do not remember that being a feature in previous games. So it felt fresh and fun to mess around with the customization and go through in the environments and the cutscenes and everything. And of course, this is still a Yakuza game, so outside the main story, you have a ton of mini games and side activities to explore. That is part of what makes these games so much fun. You are constantly bouncing between intense drama, over the top combat, and just weird, funny, or relaxing side content. You will also see familiar faces from both the Yakuza and the Judgment series, which longtime players like me will definitely appreciate, and I did appreciate it. At the end of the day, like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name is exactly what you would want it to be. It sticks to its roots but upgrades everything with modern performance and visuals. The story is epic, the characters are full of depth, the combat is exciting, and the world is as quirky and packed with content as ever. The issues are there, like DLSS and frame generation not working, the awkward cabaret club sections, but compared to everything this game does right, those problems are very easy to overlook. So if you are a fan of the series, I can easily recommend it. If you are brand new, this is also a pretty good entry point that captures what makes these games special, but I would recommend to start over, as this is not really a side story, it is a continuation of the series. It is dramatic, it is stylish, it is weird in all the right ways, and it just delivers. That is all from me. Thanks so much for watching and spending your time here with me at Nullplayer Paradox. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button because there is plenty more coming. I really appreciate you hanging out, so stay tuned, take care, and as always, keep gaming. I will see you in the next one. And that is it for today's video. I am really thankful to you for watching the video and hanging out here on my channel. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stick around. There is a lot more coming your way. Stay tuned, take care, and as always, keep gaming. See you next time.